It's your boy Bobby V. You already know you watching the Just Zo show. Keep it locked, man.
Shout out to the Pitbull of Media and the Just So show. It's your boy Darnell Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Mr. MTV, Sweet 16, Mr. Drip, Lambo D.
Yeah, what up? It's your boy CR coming to you live from the Just Zo show. Holla at your boy. Share!
What's up, y'all? It's your homegirl, Miss Sunshine Anderson here, and you are checking out the Pitbull of Media, the Just So show.
Yo, this is Ice-T. Right now you're watching the Just So show. Okay? I love it, man. You're watching Just So. You understand?
Purchase your tracks today.
Everybody, if you just now watching, you probably walk into the room and, while this was playing, you're not sure who was in. My boy D Chamberz.
Let me give you a quick recap.
Okay, go ahead, recap.
Okay, young kid, stepfather, fight with stepfather. He came down, held me down for a little bit, even all the fighting. My boy Mario got stabbed. I went through a whole bunch of stuff. Police came, all type of extra stuff. My moms didn't want no more problems. Sent me down south. Got up down there, hoop dreams deflated. Now I gotta deal with the streets. I'm around a bunch of gangsters and smoke weed for the first time. Now
That's where we at. P.S. Fat guys don't jump. Everything's felt. But anyway.
But yo, like I said, man,
going forward, so you came back to New York.
after the 2 years of probation was over, after that hot bell,
You
and
got locked down.
I'm not proud of that. I'm not sitting here glorifying that.
Right.
But for the most part, hoop dreams deflated, like tournaments, blah, blah, blah. Tried a bunch of night schools. Down south just wasn't my thing at the time no more, because now I'm listening and watching a bunch of videos and Ralph McDaniels, and just seeing everybody just using hip hop as a way out, like as a stress reliever. And South Carolina, I just find myself getting in more trouble and more trouble with the law down there, and I ain't come down there for that. And I was actually educated, smart enough to know, like, yo, you know what? If I want to do something, get back to New York. I promised my dudes, I said, yo, if I leave, I'm not coming back unless I'm making some type of web presence. I'm on videos. I'm next to every rapper that you see on this TV.
Right.
And it's funny, short time, I was just sending music back down there. I got back to New York. Here it is. Come back. I had dreads.
Really?
Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, man. And I couldn't get out
What you
with
rocking now?
Baldy. I tell you that. I'm like Michael Jordan right now.
Everybody see you,
My lady. That's when the Morris Chestnut comes alive. That's when I do my little acting gig and shit like that.
Okay.
I have no problem taking the hat off. But I like my outfit today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Who dressed you? Your lady's here. She's on the sideline. Did she pick this out or?
Nah, I do my own dressing, but most of the time, if she not looking right, I tell her. If she thinks something looks great, she tells me.
Right.
So but before I leave the house, I'm always been a good dresser. Anybody that knows me since a kid, I always been a good dresser. I always had a good eye. You know what I mean? For talent, for stylists and stuff like that.
Right. So you come back to New York. You're hustling, you're grinding, far as your music is concerned.
Actually, I came back to New York a whole different dude. The dudes, first of all, my man Mario, he moved out of the neighborhood.
The one that got stabbed.
Right. So I came back as the kid, like, oh wow, I ain't seen you in years.
Right.
I got a little taller, a little extra heavier, because I was eating that country food.
Right.
And I was my mom was just like, yo, look, you come back to New York, let's not move. We come from a line of families where everybody has stuff. Like, they have cribs, they have cars. There's no reason to act the way you do. Like, have some pride in what you're doing. Before you know it, you'll be old and you'll be out the game and you're gonna be sorry, you're gonna be sad. Right. So I took that into consideration and signed myself back up, got my little GED. Then I went to Kingsborough College, I was doing the free physical therapy thing. And then, as always, no money around. So I just went back into bad old habits, hanging with the homies that's from the hood, and just dealing with it. And I think, you know what's crazy? Not to cut you off, nobody had no problem with me walking around broke. They didn't care I went to college, they didn't care I was trying to do something different. They only cared when I stepped out on that block, trying to get a little chump change for myself. Then it became, oh, yo, it's the same motherfucker who's doing this, yo, da da da. So my back was against the wall 1,000 times. Every time I turned around, my name came up in an incident. It's like I could say anything, and it was the worst thing in the world. And I just realized whenever you're doing something good for yourself, a lot of people some people are just not happy for you. Not saying doing what I did was good, but just trying to better myself, keep some money in my pocket so I can stay positive. They don't want that. Everybody has a plan. Wants you, whether you're selling bud, coke, crack, dope, whatever your preference was to get that fast dollar. I think the problem is you get poisoned. Not poisoned from the actual drug, you get poisoned from the money, because every day you're like, all right, yo, I want the first thing when you're a teenager, yo, I need the new kicks, I need the biggest chain. Next thing you know, some people were just like, yo, I need to defend myself, so they buy a gun. You know what I mean? So then it's just like, once you get 20 turns to 50, 50 turns to 100, 100 turns to 200, and your money goes. Some people were smart enough to save money, get out. Some people went.
That's what I'm saying.
But most
a lot of cats don't have that mentality of, okay, I'm a try to get like 100,000, and then once I get that 100,000, I'm out.
I mean, that's the American dream. Anybody?
That's true.
I'm
just hypothetically.
This day and age, 2000, whatever the case may be, that money is not out here unless you know the guy that knows the guy. It's no more middleman. It's chump change. It's whack. Crack is whack. We'll see the wall on 116. Be honest with you, yeah, I did it. So what? I'm not gonna be up here preaching like Al Sharpton because I don't know what can happen tomorrow. Because I'm just a fast thinker. I'm a hustler, but I know if you're a real hustler, you get money doing something else than just going back to jail. Because not to conclude that story, like I said, I came back from down south, got back around New York, all the dudes. I'm not incriminating no names, whatever. Sticking up for people, jumping in shit. That wasn't even my battles. I got cut in the back of my head, all type of war wounds, and they just turned the good guy to a chucky dog. Like the kid that used to smile, don't smile no more. You know what I mean? So now it's just like, I take everything serious. And once I became serious, and it took for me my back to be against the wall, to committing a hideous crime out in the open, putting a lot of people in danger, then I became, oh, yo, don't mess with that guy. But that's not even talking about when I came back trying to pursue a music career. Because I actually was looking for Ralph McDaniels. I'm thinking he could change my life. Like, yo, my brother.
One of my inspirations.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I need to get on video. I need to find all these people. I need to get up on these. There was no websites early 2000s, mid 2000s. Websites actually came about after 2006, after MySpace, and allhiphop.com. You know what I mean? So like, when you really do the math, this internet stuff just started. And that's why a lot of people, the musicians from the 90s, not around right now because they don't know how to adjust to the new technology. I can't see nobody taking your place. I can't even imagine the face. Listen, I got a lot to say. Feeling like Dave Hollister and Jay Holiday. Go anywhere under the sun. There's no number two, you my only one. I'm a gangster and a gentleman, respect me for that. Got a lot of food for thought, where your recipe at? The way you looking, right now you killing them. Who, besides yourself, I ain't feeling them. Like yo, I wanna hear your body talk. After a few back shots, let's see how your body walk. Tell your friends to trust me, right here by my side, where you must be. Staring at your beauty like a monument. You could be my Miss Obama, let's politics. It's only one. There's no number twos over here. Listen. Right, so like, back to me. Down south, New York, committing crimes, college. Now in college, in the midst of that, I met my daughter's mother, right? And I'm still with her to this day. And she actually, I'll be honest with you, she actually cleaned up a lot of the stuff that I was doing mentally that I wasn't seeing. You know what I mean? Because she just saw the guy that was coming to school. You could tell I was from the street. I came in, I smelled like blood, lighting up the whole damn classroom. I don't want to hear about Sigmund and Freud. I just know I got problems when I get home. I need to handle it. And you know, I wasn't unclear. You know what I mean? So I had a little odd jobs, wasn't working out. Once again, poison my fast money. I had a car in the street, better than some of the teachers that was at Kingsborough.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a young kid, so at the same time, she was just telling me like, yo, look, how you think people look at you, perceive you, and you talking about drugs, this, that, and the third. You're around people that's future millionaires in college. They can't address it. They can't adapt to that. And I never paid attention to it. To me, it was just, yo, I need smart money, smart car, Eventually, 2 years later, me being with her, I wound up not going back to school, but we had a child. So it made it worse for me because me having that child makes me think I need to get more fast money.
How is it being a parent going through?
I think the worst thing for me was playing around with these drugs still and get actually sentenced to go up north. And when I went up, I did that little punk time. Whether it was 1 year, 1 year parole. I was away from my daughter. I just did a lot of reading, a lot of self-time. It was a transition, like, rap was alright with me, it was okay, like I was crying. My boy Liaison was more into it than I was at the time. But I was always in the mix. I was always with my boy on the side, supporting him, whatever the case may be. But when I came home, I just was just like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it, and nobody's gonna stop me. And it was funny because just before 2006, they tried to say I robbed CVS. They tried to say, oh yo, it was you, black guy, 2 earrings, gold tee, CVS, Baby's Bensonhurst.
Wow.
Not going to Bensonhurst. That's where all the Italians is. That you crazy? Not going over there. They had the big Parkway gang, all that. And not saying pulling on race card or nothing like that. You from Brooklyn, you from Coney Island, you know not to go to Bensonhurst talking about committing a crime. You know what I mean? Because they run a strict business over there, and I respect it. Just like they don't come over there trying to do anything out of pocket. They'll buy a couple pizza shops or whatever, but they're not coming over there breaking no crimes. A lot of us,
else your body will be.
they don't care about the shooting. It's just baseball bats. Thousands of baseball bats in every car. Like that's just how they roll. But anyway.